You do. We're back. Let's go ahead and get into it and stick to the script. Kada Scott. Um, I didn't do my research like I said I would, so we got a topic.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and dive into it. I don't know anything about it.
I don't either. I don't think I know she was 23.
I just clicked on a
Missing,
random video.
missing.
So here we go. Let me change the speed to add.
Boat crashed from the bridge at approximately 2 a.m.
Mallory Beach. Was alcohol involved?
Before Keon King was ever arrested, before Kada Scott's body was found, before anyone knew what really happened, her aunt made a prediction. Aunt Bree White, who describes herself as a seer, went on social media and told people what she believed happened to her niece. And one of the things she said was this.
Two other people are involved. It's a female. I know one female personally, but there's some jealousy things going on.
Most people didn't pay much attention to that detail at the time. But after DNA confirmed that the body found in a shallow grave behind an abandoned school was indeed Kada Scott.
Right now, we're outside the Philadelphia Medical Examiner's office where they have been working to identify that body that was found yesterday. And tonight, our NBC 10 investigators have learned through their sources that body was Kada Scott.
It was just sad.
People living near East Germantown reacting after human remains were found behind Ada Lewis Middle School. On Sunday, two sources familiar with the investigation tell NBC 10 investigators that the remains have been identified as Kada Scott using DNA evidence.
I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't even know what to say. I'm just like seriously in shock.
After new charges were announced against Keon King, including arson. After the internet started digging, information surfaced that brought that prediction back into focus. October 18th, 2025. An anonymous caller told police, "Please go back, they missed her." They gave an exact location. Officers found Kada's body in a shallow grave behind Ada Lewis Middle School. DNA testing confirmed.
Who was the person
What?
that called?
Huh?
Who told them they missed her?
They did. They just said an anonymous caller said, "Please go back." They missed her.
Anonymous, y'all. Who you think it was?
That had to be somebody directly involved with it to know where she was at, or somebody he talked to and told he what he did and where she was. It had to be an accomplice, or like I said, somebody that may have been with him and didn't know it was gonna happen like that, or whatever. Somebody had to know to give a tip like that.
Yeah, they know the exact location.
And then gonna say, "Please go back." So that means they already knew that they went there and looked, and then they probably sitting watching the news, didn't see nothing come out, and they like, they gotta go back. They didn't find her.
Is
Because
it
you
the
notice
other?
they said, "Please go back." They didn't say, "Please go check." Please go back. They missed her.
Mm, mm,
That's
mm,
probably out there watching as they were searching.
probably.
It was her. 99.9% match to her parents. But then a video started circulating online. A young woman named Gabby explaining her connection to this case. And suddenly, questions started being asked about who else might have known what was going to happen. Let me show you what Gabby said.
Hi, my name is Gabby, and I'm going to be discussing some of the misinformations that are going around in the internet regarding me and the Kada Scott situation. So if you are unaware, Kada Scott is a girl that went missing in Philadelphia on October 4th. So I did know Keon. He was my friend. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was also the local pharmacist. Now, me and my best friend, we were also mutual friends with Keon. He was our pharmacist. So one day Keon calls me, and keep in mind, I am in school. I am in Maryland.
Okay, I think they're saying pharmacist for drug dealer.
Yeah,
Right. I was
there's
just
they
ready to
street
say,
pharmacists.
this say your weed supply. You're gonna get all technical now and say your pharmacist.
It
Girl,
may
bye.
not it may not be legal up there.
Well, I mean, it don't matter.
Be
We
for
do.
real.
I don't know what she talking about. Pharmacist, your
Mm,
weed, buy your weed.
exactly. Don't be giving pharmacists a bad name.
Right.
It's your weed man.
And you got people looking at the video like her pharmacist, like she got her own personal pharmacy.
Right. Like how you get that deal? How you get close with a pharmacist like that?
Let me call CVS and get my own pharmacist. Oh my God. Child, bye. She could have left that part out.
And he will usually just call me, just to check up and talk. So he calls me and he asks me if I know Kada. And I'm like, yeah, like I know Kada. And he's like, oh yeah, I noticed that she lives really close to you. I'm like, yeah, like she lived right in the back of me. And I'm not thinking nothing of it because he usually calls me and, we just be chatting. He'll call me about like, the people that be around because he is the pharmacist. I live in the neighborhood and he be in my neighborhood. So we hang up the phone and that was that. We were only on the phone for 29 seconds. So you can see that this is the day that he called me.
Why is she being exact?
I'm trying to figure out. It's more to her than I don't even know what this video was about. I was gonna say this more. It something just don't sit well with me with her. I don't
He
know what it
like, well, if I'm going down, he going down with me.
is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what this is about.
We gonna find out.
And this was before Kada went missing. And we were only on the phone for 29 seconds. Also, I know that his name says Elliot in my phone. That's just what we call him. So a couple of days after that, my best friend calls me and, we're just talking about life. And I mentioned to her how Keon brought up Kada to me. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh yeah, like he was probably trying to flirt with her. He's probably trying to get
Wait, like, why are you bringing up this if it was a 29-second conversation?
And then my thing is, did she talk to her pharmacist like this?
Like,
She,
what was the
I don't know how look. I don't know how they order they stuff, but I'm like, y'all talking about all this other stuff and you trying to get your medication?
listen? They trying to get their prescriptions refilled.
I know, but it
So
don't
look,
take Kata, this. I don't
right.
get
So
it.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. What was said in those 29 seconds, and then the fact that, man, I'm gonna shut up.
better. Mind you, me and my best friend, we know Kada because we grew up with her little sister. Now, we didn't know Kada personally because, again, we grew up with her little sister. We were around 12, 11 years old. Kada, she was much older than us, so we didn't really talk to her. So my best friend was like, oh yeah, like he probably thought she was cute, and that was that. So right here is the day that I called my best friend and told her that, Keon was trying to get at Kada. This is before she went missing.
So 29 seconds. He said he was trying to get at Kada. She lived behind you, this and that, blah blah blah. Now, if it was a odd way of asking whatever, if she lived behind you, do y'all live close to each other? Then yeah, that's some red flags, maybe. But maybe she just calling the gossip.
But then my thing is that 29-second conversation, she already calling her other friend and all of this stuff. I'm confused. That ain't even enough to call nobody and say
That's what I'm
anything.
saying. Like,
Look, Kia, that ain't even no tea. You on the phone 29 seconds with somebody and you gonna call somebody, your friend, about this other girl. That it's just, I don't know. That don't add up to me.
Not at all.
That don't add up to me. Oh, because somebody can ask me, do I know somebody? And I'll be like, oh yeah, I grew up with them. I'm not fixing to call my other friends and be like, BJ, this guy called me, asked me I knew so and so and all of this, and I wouldn't even do that.
And we share the same pharmacist.
Right? Wow.
So a couple days, maybe a week after that, it is reported on October 4th that Kada is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all the Philadelphia news that be going on. So I'm not knowing that Kada is missing until my best friend sends me a text and says that Kada is missing. So this is the day that my best friend tells me that Kada is missing on October 9th. So I'm in my friend's dorm and I call Keon, and it's a lot of music and a lot going on in the background. So I go somewhere that's quiet and I tell him, Keon, Kada is missing. Like, that girl, she's missing. So he was like, what? And then after that, the phone just hung up. So here you can see that I called Keon and we were on the phone for 2 minutes. So you have to keep in mind, this was my friend, okay? I did not think that he could be capable of anything like this. In my head, I'm just thinking, there's no way in the world he could have did something like this. There's no way in the world. So then a couple of days after that, my mom sends me a screenshot of Keon turning himself in for the kidnapping of Kada. So this is my mom sending me the article, and she was distraught to say the least. And I know she said that he was a random person, but she says this about all my friends. So me and my best friend, we get on the phone and we're talking about the situation. We're just saying how this is just crazy. This is the call of me and her talking about it.
The fact that Hamas use their own children as human shields should not give Hamas.
Now, this is all happening around the time that I'm taking my midterms. So I'm really just trying to keep my head on the books. And I wasn't really trying to let this stress me out. So I kind of just let it go. You know, he turned himself in. It's not really much to say or do anymore. So a couple days after that, me and my best friend get on the phone and we're basically just, you know, talking about the Kada situation. And she says that she thinks that I should call the cops. So she was basically saying that she thinks that I should call the cops and tell them that Keon was, you know, asking about Kada. Now, at the time in my head, I'm thinking that there was no reason to call the.
Wait. So, perfect that you said that. I stopped it right there. Your friend telling you to call the cops based off of a 29-second conversation.
Yep.
What was said?
For him, yep. I don't get it.
For your friend to be like, oh, you should call the cops. Oh, she fine. I want to get on her. What's her number? Call the cops. He's hitting on her. No.
Yeah. I don't get that. I don't know. Maybe she's just saying coincidentally he asked about her, and then not too long after that she came up missing. So that's why her friend said you should call the cops. I don't know.
Cops. He already turned himself in, and I felt like it would be kind of a waste of time to tell them that the guy that they already have in custody, you know, called me and was asking about the girl. And me personally, I'm not a cop caller. Like, I don't call the cops. That's just the way that I grew up. That's what I was around. You know, they will always tell me, you know, you don't call the cops. So I just felt like, you know, the information that I had and the fact that, you know,
She don't call the cops, but she done made a whole video.
She making me mad.
So she basically called the cops about doing this video. I'm sure she didn't got called in by now. Well, maybe she called them.
She don't need to get called in. This is everything we need.
I know, but I'm just saying she'll eventually, if she's part of it, get called in, and they didn't watch this video, so she, in a sense, then already called them.
I don't call the cops. That's what I was raised. What'd she say? That's how I was raised and grew up around. Listen, if somebody break into your house, trust me, you're gonna call the cops.
Well, you already know what I said. I'm telling. And I ain't making no video.
I'm just not really a cop caller. It wouldn't make sense for me to call the cops. So then my best friend tells me, well, you know, if you won't call the cops and tell them, then I will. And then she basically tells me that she doesn't want to be friends with me anymore because I won't call the cops. And I told her, that's completely fine. I just don't want any involvement. So then we hung up the phone, and then I believe she called me again with the police on the other.
All right, so
your video off.
I know. Is this where the other lady at the beginning was talking about there's another girl involved? Because now I'm starting to see why she's saying that. Because why are you not cooperating?
Because she's putting it on that she's not a cop caller. She don't like calling the cops. And that's why she want to put this out here to make it seem like she's not a snitch or she don't talk to the cops. But yeah, she could be talking about her.
And then if that's the case, you kind of aided him. You confirmed that she lives somewhere in the vicinity. So
yeah,
man, she involved.
So you can see, I told her, I'm sorry, I'm not talking to the cops, and yeah. Now I can see how this could be cruel, and I do take accountability for that. So then a couple of days later after that, I get sent a link on Instagram, and the link was basically my best friend going live, just talking about the situation, saying how I was weird for not going to the cops, and people in the comments were just coming up with their own narratives about the story, and it just got way out of hand, and it just spiraled. So you can see somebody sent me the link of the live, and still to this day, I have not watched the full entire live. Then people just started asking, who is Gabby? What's the connection? And, she told people that I was in Maryland for school, and it was just a whole entire thing. So, of course, I was angry and I was confused because what is going on? So I text her, I tell her that, that was weird, and yeah. Then I started seeing posts of people saying that they think that I set Kada up and that why wouldn't I go to the cops?
Right. I agree.
People's actions.
Listen, you being shady now. You being shady. All eyes on you. You still being shady? Come on, let's go ahead and bring her in real quick for questioning. Let's go ahead and pull them phone. Let's get what's it called? A 502B. That's not what it's called, is it? But it's okay. They're gonna kill me in the comments for that. Business. But yeah. We definitely in our court, we're definitely bringing her in, questioning her, reviewing the phone, reviewing your social media. There's gonna be a review party. Because now you're doing too much to justify the fact that you're covering up a 29-second phone conversation. And then you uploading half the pictures. I want to see the whole message thread, like, or you cut it off.
Yeah.
Cops, and that I was just suspicious and all of this stuff, and this was never the case. So I do end up contacting the authorities after I seen people just making up crazy stuff about me and the situation. They cut me off. They tell me that they already know what's going on, that they have a close eye on the social media. And they also tell me that my friend did come forth with the information, and they told her that there was nothing that they can do, that the information that she bought them was useless information because they already had Keon in custody, and it was just nothing for them to do with this information. They told me to contact them only if I had anything that could lead to finding Kada, because that is their main priority. Now, I do believe that the person in the live was just kind of taking what I told her and running with it and just spicing it up to make it seem like something that it wasn't, for, I don't know, maybe views. People were saying that, she was walking around and showing what stores Kada would go to, where she would walk her dog, and just stuff like that. I also had one of our mutual friends come to me, and he told me that she told him that we knew Kada our whole lives and like we grew up with her, which wasn't the case because we grew up with her little sister. My prayers go out to Kada and her family, and I hope that she can make a safe return home.
So that's Gabby's public explanation. She knew Keon for 4 to 5 years as her pharmacist. He called her before October 4th, asking about Kada. 29 seconds. She didn't think anything of it. When Kada went missing, Gabby called Keon to tell him. 2 minutes, the phone hung up. Her best friend told her to call police. Gabby refused, saying she's not a cop caller. The friendship ended. The best friend went live telling the authorities, show you. Look at what the friend is saying to Gabby. Bro, a girl is missing and dead. Not missing. Not might be dead. The friend is stating as fact that Kada is dead. Now here's the problem. When was this conversation happening? Because if you look at the timeline, this exchange happened before the official announcement that a body had been found.
At Cox, we're always a step ahead. There you go.
Why am I getting
I'll show you.
ads?
Like, before your basement became...
So the question is, how did Gabby's friend know Kada was dead? How did both of them know before everyone else? Before the public announcement? Before police officially confirmed they found remains? Someone in the comments asked the exact right question. How did Gabby's friend know that Kada was missing and dead when she texted Gabby about the cops having Gabby's number? If we all just informed yesterday that was a female body, think about what this means. The friend is texting Gabby talking about Kada being dead like it's already established, not suspected, not feared.
I told y'all, look, we can't see nothing, no dates, no time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, what cops? I'm not talking to the cops. A girl is missing and unalived. So what did y'all gossip about when you called your friend after your pharmacist?
Yeah.
Called you about
And then what were y'all talking about in between? There were several conversations and stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if this was a movie, I think she was involved. I think the friend, she ended up telling the friend, and the friend's the one that called the authorities and gave them exact location. It's just a movie script that hasn't been put out yet, so we're doing some adjustments, but we're gonna find out what happens in this crazy scenario. Don't see, look. So she was the jealous one.
Who what's the girl that was speaking?
Yeah. Hypothetically speaking, why are you making you jealous? You trying to cover up your tracks. What was I jealous of? Or she?
And that's what I was just getting ready to ask. But that woman did say.
Before the rest of us knew. So either Gabby told her friend information she shouldn't have had, or someone else told both of them, or they both had inside knowledge from somewhere. And this makes the friend's behavior even more interesting. She knew Kada was dead. She was pushing Gabby hard to talk to cops. What did the friend know? How did she know, and why was she so determined to get Gabby to talk to the police? Now here's where Aunt Bree comes back into this. Because she saw Gabby's video, and she had some things to say about what really happened. Let me show you.
Gabby is best friends with Keon. Keon is the hurt. Gabby's best friends with him. So everybody's like, Breezy was right. It was a light-skinned girl vibe, because what happened was when I see my vision, it's two girls. They have on blue t-shirts. And one is light-skinned, high yellow, with two braids in her head. And she looks at me and it's a little girl. She's not as light as her, but she's in she's like my complexion. So she turns her head. So I'm like, they was demonic though. So I'm like, why is they looking at me like this? But this is a vision, like right here. So I've been saying this a long time as well. And then next thing you know, Gabby comes up. Now, Gabby is the girl that they went down Southwest Philadelphia to the house because of Kada phone pinged in the park. Once it pinged in the park, it pinged to Southwest Philadelphia. So the house that they pinged it to was where Gabriella was at. So Gabriella said she didn't know Kada. Then she lied and said she did know Kada because she was getting pressure. So next thing you know, the phone was pinged back. Oh, fuck, another thing just came. She was pinged back. Thank you, Spirit. I love you, Spirit. I swear I love my tribe and my ancestors for what they do. All right, so that was a moment. So whatever the case is, she was pinged back to the phone in the area of Ada Lewis School. It was pinged back to Ada Lewis School based upon that's where they originally was at when she showed me that she was there. So when that call said help, she was letting me know I was close. She was letting me know, like, you here, Breezy, Aunt Breezy, whatever the fuck you want to say. All right, baby, I'm sorry. She was like, it was like she was here. So next thing you know, after that happened, everybody's like, we need to go to, certain places. So as I'm watching the news, I'm like, wait, white man. I'm like, hold. That go the white truck I was talking about. His car, the gray car sitting across the street, and that go white truck. Somebody found his Instagram, same car before it got crashed up. So we know it's him. Moving along, not to bounce all over the place. So Gabby is best friends with him. Now, it was a little girl on TikTok that everybody brought to my attention when she was talking about him and how she knew him. Now, her best friend is the girl who gave me the info. And she lied to me because she didn't know. She told me she didn't know him before. But apparently the girl was on there talking about Kada, how she walks her dog and, things like that. And they, all above. So that's stalker. That's a stalker. I said, she was jealous. I said, she was having fucking Keon. I said, and she knew what Keon was about to do with Kada because Keon asked her, because Keon asked her, where did Kada live at? Where did she work at? And all the above. Now, he knew Kada already. It's not a mystery he didn't know Kada. He definitely knows Kada. I want y'all to understand, it was never that he was a stranger to Kada. He knew Kada. He knew who Kada was as a person. Kada knew him as a person. But it was not supposed to go to this level because Kada was not in a relationship with him. She was in a relationship with somebody else. Please, you was not getting up here. She was in a relationship with somebody else. So with that being said, as she was in a relationship with somebody else, let me get the demos because I don't want to be all over the place in my demos. That's what they do there. All right, so earlier we was talking about it. The girl that gave me the jewels, she told.
All right. Oh, hold on. Pump the brakes. Do y'all believe in stuff like this?
I ain't saying nothing because I don't want nothing coming to me. I mean,
like people that can, like, I guess, talk to
read.
spirits.
Yeah, I believe in that.
Kia?
What if she did it?
I think that's highly unlikely.
Yeah. I don't think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I believe in them.
What was the question? Do we believe in what?
Do people that can talk to our ancestors and spirits?
Yeah. Native people do it.
I think in order for me to believe, like, wholeheartedly, I have to be accompanied by somebody else in the family that knows something that I don't, that can confirm what they say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like this is legit. She's just getting live feed as she speaks. If this is the case, it sounds like he was jealous because she was in a relationship.
You think he tried to talk to her?
I mean, why else would you call that girl about her and the aunt or something just said that she was in a relationship with somebody else?
But then that girl, she left out how they supposed to have been best friends. She just kept saying he was her pharmacist. So
they said they've known him as a pharmacist for 4 or 5 years.
But she said her and Keon was best friends.
This is crazy.
Her best friend that was talking about Kada on live, she needs to call the police and tell the police what she knows. The girl was like, I'm not telling anybody anything. So apparently the girl said that Keon told Gabby that what he did with Kada, and don't tell nobody where Kada was. He asking about where Kada at and where she lived at and where she worked at, because Kim didn't play that nobody know where she lived at. So that's how I know for a fact he didn't know where she lived at. So the girl told, and Gabby promised not to say nothing about what he did to Kada. So Gabby goes to school in Maryland. So the girl was talking about that. Y'all had to go see her live on TikTok. Some people saved it. I don't know. Hey, hold on.
Celebrate Zaxby's birthday with half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
I don't think
Is
I'm
it
on
time to
the
say
Heart of a
yep to
Family
Vyepti?
account.
Vyepti is an IV infusion that helps prevent migraine
My
attacks.
apologies,
Chronic migraine.
y'all.
The ads.
Yeah, I'm not on the Heart of a Family account.
He wasn't just a casual friend of Keon's. She's claiming Gabby and Keon were romantically involved, that Gabby was jealous of Kada, that Gabby gave Keon information about where Kada lived and worked, knowing what he planned to do, that Keon told Gabby what he did to Kada and where she.
Okay, so now you're telling me that the damage was already done and wait, or am I going too fast?
I don't think that was the first time he probably asked her about Kada.
Because what I'm getting from this is that the damage was already done. Don't say anything. Uh, yada 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 yada. And so I'm thinking from that conversation, she went and told her friend what exactly happened. That has to be the case. So you aiding and abetting. You withholding, you tamper. No, it's not tampering. Obstruction of justice.
And withholding information.
Mm-hmm. If this is the case, y'all, what's the punishment for her?
It ain't gonna be no first degree, second degree,
We
maybe.
talking years. How many years do y'all
No.
think she gets?
She got accessory, so
Yeah,
accessory to murder.
So,
I'd probably say no more than maybe the 10.
look, in my court of law, we give you at least 20.
She ain't gonna get that.
At least 20.
And that's
You
if she
have,
gets.
listen, you're withholding information. You knew, you lied to the police. So if they never found out who it was, you were okay with that. And your friend tried to convince you to tell, and you didn't.
Jackson brother got accessory and he got life.
Who did?
Jackson's brother.
Oh
On
wow.
his daddy side.
Whoa.
Yeah, she needs some harsh fines and punishments. She doesn't need to get outside of a what's it called, a 6x6 for a cool minute. A pharmacist, bro? You lying for a pharmacist?
Her best friend. He was
So
more than a pharmacist.
that's what I'm saying. Were they involved too, or like?
Ain't no telling. They probably was, or either she liked him, or they had something going on, and he
Right.
never, and as other girls probably came along, she probably sat back and saw how he was flirting and with them, ignoring her, and she was probably getting mad. Soon as he expressed interest in a girl or whatever, she was in her feelings.
And then she started feeling guilty, so she told the police to go back and look exactly where they already looked because the body was there.
I think the friend called and told him to look, not her. I think she was being stupid until the end. But we're gonna find out. We almost done.
She was, and Gabby promised to stay silent. Aunt Bree also claims Kada's phone pinged at Gabby's house in Southwest Philadelphia before pinging back to Ada Lewis School. And remember, Aunt Bree said there was a jealous female involved before.
Her phone pinged at her house?
Time out. Look, stay with me now. She was unalived. Keon called the friend, asked her where she stayed, where she lived, to take the phone there. All right. How else would her phone end up wherever? South Philadelphia.
Not unless Keon thinking he's disposing it and getting rid of it, took it to her and told her to hold on to it.
I'm thinking he's trying to continue with her daily routine.
Mm, mm, mm.
Before any of this came out. Some of her predictions were accurate. The abandoned building, the location between work and the park, the guy with the dreadlocks, and some other things she said. Now let's be clear about what we know versus what's being claimed. Confirmed facts. Kada Scott is deceased. DNA confirmed. Keon King in custody. $2.5 million bail. Additional charges coming, including arson. Gabby admits Keon called her about Kada before October 4th. Gabby admits she didn't come forward for 2 weeks while people searched. Text messages show Gabby's friend stating Kada was dead before the official announcement. An anonymous tip led police to Kada's exact location. Not confirmed yet by authorities. Whether Gabby was romantically involved with Keon, whether Gabby gave information knowing what would happen, whether Keon told Gabby what he did, whether Kada's phone pinged at Gabby's location, whether there's any accomplice at all. But the questions that won't go away. How did Gabby's friend know Kada was dead before the public announcement? Who told her? Did Gabby tell her? If so, how did Gabby know? Why did Gabby stay silent for 2 whole weeks while hundreds of people searched? Even if you're not a cop caller, when you know the suspect was asking about the victim beforehand, and someone tells you information about her being dead, doesn't that matter? Why did the friend push so hard for Gabby to talk to police, then go live publicly when she refused? What did the friend know that made her feel it was that important? When Gabby told Keon that Kada was missing on October 9th, why did the phone just hang up? What was said in those 2 minutes? Who made that anonymous call giving police the exact location of Kada's body? How did they know? Please go back. They missed her. That's a very specific language from someone who knew. And why is Keon being charged with arson? What did he burn? Where? Why? Authorities haven't charged anyone else. They haven't confirmed an accomplice, but they're still asking for tips. And in the days that followed, people started showing up at Ada Lewis Middle School to pay their last respects and to remember Kada Scott. So many flowers in front of that abandoned school. Even people who never met her but felt her loss have been coming in to show their respect and leave her flowers. The community came together, not in anger but in love, to honor a young woman whose life was stolen too soon. Philadelphia City Council member Cindy.
Condolences and prayers to the family of Kada Scott. Hopefully they get everyone that was involved. I think it was more than one person. But we shall find out. One family.
Endless connections.
Yeah, I think it was some jealousy, greed.
Yeah, she liked her pharmacist.